winter. You even put warm water. Just in a blink of an eye, you use it, it's cold water. So I don't care, I just use cold water. Just have to cover well so the wind doesn't come in and hurt you, that's all. So do not try to criticize too much, okay? Not just me, but anybody. You know, anybody that tries to do good to humans, to animal people, spending all their time and all their capabilities and finances to help, and just try to look into that. Do not criticize. What have they done wrong anyway? What have I done wrong? I'm just doing business. I'm taking in fair money, honest and clean money, and then giving it out to people, to whoever needs it, whenever God allows. Sometimes I have to pray, otherwise God doesn't allow me. Like, for example, if I want to give like $40,000, God allows only 20,000. Then I just have to accept that, even if it breaks my heart. My life is not mine. You think I'm free? I'm not. I'm not free, because the world karma is upon me. And because the world karma, I have to do according to God's will. If you do nothing, then God leaves you alone. You don't have to give and take anything. Now we go back to the two presidents. Both of them have goodwill. President Zelensky went all that way to America in order to sign the contract, the deal with President Trump, so that he can help Ukraine more in the long term. He said after signing that, Ukraine will have permanent help from America. Ukraine will have a more secure position in the world as well. But somehow something happened that he did not sign it. And they were arguing very loudly. It should have been more peaceful. Maybe the two of them should have sat together in a private office and sorted things out first and agreed with each other what they will talk in public. Otherwise, like that, the whole world will see it's not a very pleasant situation, even though both meant well. Both are very passionate about what they are looking for and what they're trying to achieve. But sometimes we have human tendencies, human qualities, human concepts that come in between the peace and sincerity of both parties. President Trump is powerful, of course, and he just won the election by a landslide. And almost the whole country supports him in everything he does, in every new decision he makes to help America be great again. So he's powerful and he's in the winning position and mighty position. So he might have forgotten a little bit, was less considerate to President Zelensky, who has already been targeted for 3 years long. His hair just turned gray suddenly, and his face, everything changed because of the war headache. Too much responsibility, too much suffering, too much terrorizing, all kinds of things. And his life has never been safe since then, since the war.
Найскладніше, найостанніше і найскладніше. Я їх люблю. Безумовно, свою дружину. Мої діти, головні люди для мене. Не часто бачу. Батьки, їх зовсім не бачу. А дружиною пишаюсь дуже сильно. Вважаю, що вона робить все заради... Я просто розумію, що вона за людина, заради дітей і держави. Ну, хотілося б, щоб трішки заради мене, а вже ж. Я так жартую. В серці вони всі є, в серці. І я, бачите, я вам сказав чесно, що це буде найскладніше. І тому не можу нормально вам відповісти. Головне їх не підвести. Головне, щоб моїми дітьми, щоб мої діти пишалися мною.
When people are already down, on the floor. We should not kick them anymore. But the political situation is never easy for anybody. I just imagine if it were me, if I were President Zelensky, I wouldn't know what to do. Yeah. I don't think anybody would be wiser if they were in his situation. Pressure from all sides and losing too many things already. Losing too much and worrying about even losing his own country. The winner should always be more considerate, more understanding. So he's powerful and he's in the winning position and a mighty position. So he might have forgotten a little bit, was less considerate to President Zelensky, who has already been targeted for 3 years long. His hair just turned gray suddenly and his face, everything changed because of the war headache. Too much responsibility, too much suffering, too much terrorizing, all kinds of things. And his life has never been safe since then, since the war. When people are already down on the floor, we should not kick them anymore. But the political situation is never easy for anybody. I just imagine if it were me, if I were President Zelensky, I wouldn't know what to do. Yeah. I don't think anybody would be wiser if they were in his situation. Pressure from all sides and losing too many things already. Losing too much and worrying about even losing his own country. The winner should always be more considerate, more understanding. We used to have a little game in our Sihu ashram. Sometimes if I don't have any more things to give, for example, like we were eating together and everybody's favorite is vegan ice cream, and sometimes they didn't buy enough. Everybody had one already, just that sometimes I let them have more. And then when it's not enough for each one to have the second one, like not a second ice cream because we don't have enough. Only one ice cream left for the last two people. For example, then I tell them they have to do this game like, 1, 2, 3, rock, paper, scissors. And then one person, of course, has to lose. In this game, always one person has to lose. So after one of the nuns lost, I told the winner, I said, okay, the loser can have the ice cream. Everybody was surprised. But why? The winner should take the ice cream. The last ice cream, I said, no. The loser already feels too bad, feels very bad, losing face already. So now she must have the ice cream to comfort her losing situation. So, okay, everybody laugh and give in, but like it or not, I give it to the loser. It was just our game. In political warfare, it's probably different than just ice cream. At least it's just a joke for you. Thank you. So if President Zelensky has some different concepts or different thinking or different perceptions, it is because he has been through a lot with his countrymen. So he should have been maybe treated a little bit more gently, more discreetly. People came to your door already, not as the superior, but in a less superior, lesser position. Then we should have been more considerate to that person. I'm sorry if I have offended you, great President Trump. I'm your fan, you know that. I've been supporting you in different ways, whatever way I can, directly and indirectly. So forgive me if I offended you, but I'm known for straight talk, yeah? I don't side with President Zelensky. I just understand him and sympathize with his position and his countrymen. I wish that country the best and the quickest possible peace. There must be a sorting out of misunderstanding or knots in between before the whole world should know. His country is already in big turmoil and sorrow, and he is not in a strong power position. He's been begging from door to door different countries to help his country. So we probably should have more sympathy. When somebody is already in a worse position, we should not hurt him more. He is not alone. He represents his country. So if you know better, you should slowly explain it to him. That's what I think, yeah? Forgive the old woman thinking. When we are winning, we have this kind of powerful overconfidence, so we might not be able to understand the other people who are of lesser fortune. That's all. You did not mean anything. President Trump, you did not mean anything bad. You thought your way is the best already. And it could be the best. It's just you must slowly explain it to somebody who is not you, who is not in your mighty position, who is having too much of a headache, too much confusion, too much pressure from all sides, who probably haven't seen his wife and kids for I don't know how long. When the war first started, his wife had been interviewed on the television, and she said to the host, "Thanks to you today, I could see my husband. I haven't seen him ever since the war started until now," and that was a long time. And his children also don't see him. And even his children want to become soldiers, go out and fight already. They were kids.
Родина вже ж, як і всі українські родини, зараз роз'єднана.
Ну, вас чоловіка війна практично забрала.
Ніхто в мене чоловіка не забере, навіть війна. Але так, він живе на роботі. Ми його майже не бачимо. 2,5 місяці ми взагалі не бачилися, так? Спілкувалися тільки телефоном. Зараз у нас було кілька можливостей побачитися. І я вам також вдячна за цю можливість, тому що ми зараз проводимо час разом.
Побачення в ефірі.
Побачення в ефірі, так. Дякую вам. Це така, знаєте, чудова нагода попити разом чаю. Прокинулася від дивних звуків за вікном, як усі, мабуть. Темно, була ж майже ніч тоді. І я дивлюся, що Володимира поруч немає. Я пішла до сусідньої кімнати, знайшла його, він вже був одягнений в костюмі, але без краватки. Ну, вже ж я зрозуміла, що, запитала, що відбувається, він сказав, тільки почалося. Ну, емоцій не можна передати, тому що тут і жах, і заціпаніння. І він це мені сказав і пішов. В принципі, ми більше не можна сказати, що бачились довго. І, чесно кажучи, я розумію, що як наскільки в той момент він був як натягнута струна, ми всі одразу зрозуміли, що в принципі життя змінилося назавжди. І от тепер я живу тим, коли він мені нарешті скаже, ну все, скінчилося.
5 months into Russia's brutal invasion of Ukraine, First Lady Elena Zelenska tells us she fears for the safety of her people and her family, including her 18-year-old daughter Alexandra and 9-year-old son Kirilo.
What does your son dream of? What does he want to be?
Obviously, he wants to be a soldier.
He wants to be a soldier.
Obviously.
What does that make you think as a mom?
І тому
I really want to ensure is that the childhood of my son is given back to him and that he enjoys his life to the fullest.
Still, she's learned to cope with the relentless risk her husband, President Volodymyr Zelensky, now faces.
So emotionally, privately, and publicly, he's been under tremendous pressure. So even if he thinks something wrongly, we should be able to understand him and help him, because that is helping millions of people, his co-citizens. I'm tearing up now as I'm talking about that. I have no power to help. I mean, physically not. I'm doing many things, but it doesn't look like I could decide the fate of his country. Not obviously like the way you would do.
You see, President Zelensky also has a big pressure on his chest because whatever you demand him to sign or whatever he decides to sign, he can never be sure whether or not his people will accept it, whether or not they will support him inside or outside in his decision, even if he has the best intention to end the war, to end all the suffering and the killing. He himself might have a very unfavorable outcome from his decision and reaction from his people. So it is difficult for him also.
So, President Trump, you're a great man. Please ask him to come back and talk together in a private room. No need to air all the weaknesses in front of the world like that. He's been punished enough. Even if he has done anything wrong, he has been punished day and night for 3 years already. So, President Trump, you're a great man. Please ask him to come back and talk together in a private room. No need to air all the weaknesses in front of the world like that. He's been punished enough. Even if he has done anything wrong, he has been punished day and night for 3 years already. And now, President Zelensky, I have no right to talk to you or to President Trump. I'm just a woman. Women have a soft heart, you know. We are not warlike like men. Most wars are caused by men, not by women. And now, President Zelensky, I'm your friend. I've been helping your country as much as I can. It's not all that easy for me to help people. I don't have as much money as many of the billionaires there. I didn't reach the B yet, just the M, small m. So the billionaire people probably, they're helping you better or not, I'm not sure. I do what I can. It's not all that easy. I just want to tell my disciples that even a professor, a dean, asked me to send people to one of your universities in your country to make a livelihood vegan restaurant. I did send some, but it's not easy for them to stay, you know. If they want to stay, whether or not the business can go on or not, they have to pay a lot for a visa, working visa, and couldn't stay long. I was reported almost like that. It seems like a difficult time to make a business in your country. I could have helped more. I did send people, send money as much as I could for what little I have. I sent more than I should have already. But this is not easy, okay? And I don't have any position to help you and your country. President Trump can. You have to trust him. Because he's an honest man. He just has to also work for the benefit of his country. So both of you should understand each other more and talk in private first before agreeing with each other which subject can be aired to the whole world. I know you have suffered a lot and you have a big responsibility on your shoulders. And you've been frustrated and hopeful and then hopeless and 10,000 things you have to do. I know that. But every peace, every negotiation is just like business, you know, sir. Every negotiation is like business. It has to be give and take. We can't just take all and we can't just give all. Because there's a third party. Mr. Putin, right or wrong, we have to deal with him. And we have to deal in a give and take way. No one can have everything. No one can give everything. Just forgive the enemy. Make a good deal for both sides, okay? Because you both are men. You have pride. A man doesn't want to lose. it hurts him. If you don't want to lose, Putin wants to lose even less. Just have to talk, just have to be patient, be humble, be sincere, pray to God before every situation. That's all I can give you. Just advice. I don't have as much money as I want to give to your country and help. I do very little things that I can. I don't borrow money from the World Bank or anything like that. So my money is not as big as everybody else's money. You know, the rich people. I just have enough to take care of my things. So this is the advice I can give you. In every business, every deal, there must be give and take. Even in marriage, even with parents and children. Always give and take, sir. I know it's difficult for you. But your people will understand. They want peace more than anything else. And you will explain to them why you decided like this, like that. Or you tell your people what you want to decide like this, like that. And if the majority agree, then you go ahead. It's a very difficult situation for you. You are in the position that no leader in the world wants to be in, but you just have to do what's the best for your country. Pray to God to guide you, okay? All right, and I wish you all the best and all the success. I have no way to talk to you like this in private. And I don't know how to send an email from where I am. I have never sent any email. I don't know how. Even now, I don't know how. Everything is prepared for me already. It's just for me to work for Supreme Master Television. I don't know anything else. And I don't even know if I send email, if it will get to you or to President Trump either. I'm not that big in the political world. You know that. So I sincerely pray for your country and wish you the best. With your permission, with your people's permission, I also call your country Ukraine, meaning you reign. You have power over yourself, over your country. No one else should. That's important. Right. And pray every day. I wish that you see your wife and your children sometimes. I know it's hard, but you have to see them sometimes. Take time to talk to them. I am just an old woman having trouble dealing with the pain of the victims of war and the victims of the slaughterhouses. Humans also have slaughterhouses, like the war. Animal people have slaughterhouses without them having anything to do with it. My heart's in pain every day. So both of you, great presidents and courageous presidents, forgive me if I said anything that offended you. It just comes from my tremendous pain for the people, for the innocent citizens in war, just as much as for the animal people in the slaughterhouses. So forgive me, please. All the best to both of you. I love America, and I love Ukraine. I love Russia also. Please consider also Mr. Putin. All these years, even though I did not like him making the war, you know that. I voiced all my opinions in the beginning already. Consider Putin also. He's also a man in human language, in human society. He's a man also. He also has his pride. So pressing too hard in any direction for you, for him, for President Trump won't result in anything. Have to work in sincerity and peace first. That's all I can say. And I wish it will happen, that peace will come to Russia and Ukraine. Too many innocent people die already, soldiers or civilians, children, women. It breaks my heart a lot. Please make peace for us, for me. Thank you. And also for Mr. Billionaire Elon Musk, I also have no right to talk to you in any way, and I never could reach you with an email or private letter or anything. I don't know if anybody would even take my letter and give it to you or anybody else in this world. I just hope that you can hear me here. Just a few words. Please, protect your child. Protect that son of yours when he comes with you in the Oval Office and in some of your talks. Protect him from those kinds of places. The energy over there, it might not be good for him. He's only a little baby. Let him be a baby. Let him grow up in normalcy. Protect him from the public eye. You never know where it is good for him. So keep him where it's safe, where it's loving, kind, and then come and see him often. Or take him with you, but he stays with the housekeeper, with the babysitter, and you go out to do business for the world. You need all your strength, all your concentration. Don't bring the kid around. It's not good for you, not good for the kid. Also, it's not good looking for the Oval Presidential Office or in public talks because it makes a different impression. Do not make the most powerful office in the world into a babysitting room or just your private dining room or living room. We must respect the capital office. We must keep it just for the nation's business. That also belongs to your kid, but he should not go there at his age. I know you love him and he loves you. That's why you couldn't part with him sometimes, but you must. I don't have my dog people here. I don't have my bird people here. They are my loved ones. They are my family. I miss them so much. And I also don't have my disciples here. I miss them also so much. They miss me so much. But I just have to do my work alone at the moment. So I'm not telling you the things that I am unable to do myself. I know it's hard, but we have to. Okay, sir? And I have so much respect for you. I'm your fan also. You're wonderful. You're powerful. You helped the president to win back the office which he deserves and which the American people are grateful for. You're the best friend, or one of the best friends that the president could have and trust. He is very lucky to have you. So just give the business outside of private quarters, just to give it an air of mighty, stately affairs, energy, and keep it concentrated that way. Any public political arena where people talk about different subjects, sometimes arguing, sometimes fighting in wars, they're not good for children. The child might not seem to understand everything, but his soul, his mind will register all that. It is not a good beginning for a little baby. Please, I love children. You can see I wrote a lot of tips just for children. Not because I don't love adults. You know, I have adults as disciples, but I love children because they are innocent, because they're vulnerable in our chaotic and not favorable world. So keep them away from the political arenas, from business arguments and different energy than home. Let the children live in the safety of their home until they are old enough to deal with the change outside. He has time. Let him have the time. Mr. Elon Musk, your son is so handsome and he looks so smart, just like his father. Maybe he will have a bright future and he will also do something for your country. But not now. Let him enjoy his innocent childhood, and whatever happens, we will see. Whatever happens, we will see. We'll have enough time to see. And to train him. Just protect your son, okay? Yes. Protect him from confusing or not peaceful energy, from argumentative situations. Protect him from all that, even though he couldn't seem to understand at his age. But his soul understands. His soul understands, and his heart would feel it. His intuitive capacity will take it all in. So spare him from all that. And Mr. Musk, above all, protect your son from possible risk of danger. You know what I mean. I love your son.
He's so beautiful. Please take care of him and forgive me if I offended you in any way. I wish you, your son, and yours all the best. And thank you for helping America. Thank you for helping the world by helping President Trump. God bless you. God bless you. Handsome man, rich man, powerful man. I'm glad we have you in this world. And Mr. Musk, above all, don't lose heart, no matter what people say. People, they are people, you know. They all have different opinions, different thinking, different concepts. Just do what you think is right. Help President Trump. Help the United States of America. Thus, help the world consequently. Thank you again and again. May God keep you strong and healthy, happy and intelligent to continue to do what you are doing. Noble, unconditional, selfless service. God bless. I thank you so much and forgive me if I offended you. I know you are the King of wealth and prosperity in heaven. We met each other inside in the spiritual world. So just my humble advice. Thank you very much for helping President Trump, because helping him means helping America and helping the world also. Many people will copy your lifestyle, your decisions, your intelligence, and your honest way of life, your compassion, and your beautiful, noble quality in helping others, helping your country, and helping the world. Thank you so much. May God continue to bless you and yours, and that you can have enough strength to continue to do your noble mission. Amen, Mr. Elon Musk. Yes, let's leave all these great people to do their own work by themselves. Now, yesterday I was scanning the news for our Supreme Master TV. You know, the news that sometimes you see is some of my contributions in the show after noteworthy news called Daily Streaming News by the news team, yeah? Because I was scanning some news of funny animal people or different situations in the world, all kinds of things, scientific new inventions, and such things. Then I saw a couple of video articles about people who lived in the wilderness and kind of in the coldest area in the whole world. In Siberia, for example, I saw two people. One is a woman. She has lived there 70 years and still lives there in Siberia, coldest areas, in the wilderness. And she used to be there alone because all the family died. The reason her family went there was because the country was under Stalin. And the family was so scared of this regime under Stalin that they left the city, left wherever they were, and just went deep into the wide forest. There was nothing there except bear and wolf and fox people and other big animal people that can survive. In winter, it could be minus 71 Celsius. Or is it Fahrenheit? I forgot. Never mind. It sounds very cold to me. Too cold. Where I live is very cold. It snows sometimes, but not that cold. It could be some degree below zero, but not 71. Not the coldest area on the planet. And for 20 years, she was even left alone after her family died, because in the wilderness, something happened, maybe weather or something, so their harvest was gone. I remember I saw another video somewhere concerning the same lady, and the mother has to starve so that the children could continue to live. But then later on, the father also died, the sibling also died. So all died, only she was left alone. And one time the family had only one little seed of the wheat to sow in the ground to make wheat, and they have only one piece left.
They didn't even want to go back to the city because they're so scared of Stalin, because many of their relatives or other family members died, something like that. So they run away. And they have only one of that single twig of wheat left, and they save it. And then from then on later, they planted it. And it became a small little field. And that's how they live on that. And then they have to harvest whatever was in the forest. They didn't dare to go home. That's why one time the mother sacrificed and starved to death to let the children continue to have food to eat, just as meager as possible, but they survived. But then scientists, geologists or something went there and stayed with them, visited them because of some reason, maybe was curious. And then because one of the scientists had a sickness, so he passed it on to the whole family. Luckily, the girl didn't have anything wrong, only the sibling died. Then later on, the father also died. But afterwards, she still continued to live there all by herself. Oh, this is incredible. I don't think I could do that. Such coldness and short of everything. No food, no people, no one around. She continued to live like that.
Fearing oppression and death at the hands of Stalin, Agafya's father Karp fled with his family into the Sayan Mountains of Siberia in 1936. Agafya was born into this harsh wilderness in 1944. The Lykov family lived undisturbed for 40 years, building a life in an environment where the winter temperatures commonly dip to -30. The summer growing season is short, and bears and wolves roam in abundance. However, food was always scarce, and in 1961, Agafya's mother, Akolina, starved herself to death so that her children would have enough food to eat. The area they settled in is currently over 160 miles from the nearest town. In summer, it's possible to reach the Lykovs' cabin by a 7-day canoe trip. In winter, while we had heard rumors of a treacherous snowmobile route, it is virtually inaccessible by anything other than helicopter. In 1978, a team of Russian geologists spotted the Lykovs' hillside farm from their helicopter. They later hiked in to meet them. It was the first contact with outsiders that the Lykovs had in over 40 years, and it marked the end of their isolation. They also suffered unspeakable tragedy when the 3 elder children all died within weeks of each other, presumably from pneumonia contracted from a visit by the geologists. Agafya's father Karp later died in 1988, 27 years to the day after his wife passed away. So now, 35 years after their first contact, Agafya is the only Lykov left, living the same way she has since she was born, and the only way she knows how, off the land, in one of the most inhospitable environments on Earth.
Вам тяжело жить одной в тайге?
Да, ну да, в тайге-то жить это все. Если с хозяйством, то вообще.
Но человек может выжить один в тайге?
Да, если при здоровье, молодой, не в эти годы, и не при моем здоровье.
After I saw that, I feel I'm so lucky that nowadays you can have solar power even to work or keep warm. Or a warm pack, whatever I can have, even eat, and a blanket even. And food, yeah. Because nowadays we are not at war, and you can take a taxi, you can go anywhere, buy food and come back. Or you order online and you give an address. Even if you don't have car or you can't get taxi, you can give an address and then you stay there, wait for them to come and bring your food home. Yeah, from there, come back with a taxi or maybe just walk home with the trolley. Even also such an inconvenience, like no hot water, but I'm happy. If I don't have any duty anywhere, I wouldn't want to go anywhere. I wouldn't want to exchange this life for anything else. But please, don't follow me, don't copy me, okay? You have to have strong will, and there is also unsafety. There are also risks living in the wilderness, okay? and inconveniences in many ways. You have to truly pay attention to every detail and feel strong inside. Otherwise, you might forget something and get sick. And it's very difficult to recover. It's not a physical thing that I worry about. I worry about my work. I have to stay healthy. So I take care of myself as much as I can, of course, but that's the hardest part. I take care of other people rather happily. I take care of myself. I don't like, ever since I was a kid, if my father give me medicine for anything, I run away. I didn't like it. And then they had to pin me on the floor and open my mouth with a spoon to force the medicine in. But nowadays, I've grown up and I'm more responsible, take medicine and all that. But still, I have to be healthy. But otherwise, a simple life, I like it. I really like to have a simple life, alone and quietness, so that I have free time. After doing Supreme Master TV work, I have free time. I could sit down and think, drink a little hot water, or some little tea, or have some simple food. If too much work, too much burden on the mind, so I take a break like that. Very nice that way. It's difficult to cook too many things, I don't have time to take care of all that. And washing with rainwater, you also have to think. You can't overdo things, you can't overuse it. Yeah. But I still think, even then, I'm more lucky, more powerful than olden time kings, because olden time kings, they didn't have internet, they didn't have telephones, they didn't know what happened in the world and in their country, even in their own capital, It took a long time for all the news to reach them. But nowadays, you can just open internet, you search for a while, and you have all the news you want to see. You don't need a lot of secretaries, you don't have many eunuchs, you don't have many guards to do anything for you. You do everything alone. And you don't have to have eunuchs to taste your food first to see if it's poison or not. So it feels peaceful and relaxing in many ways. I still think, even then, I'm more lucky, more powerful than olden time kings, because olden time kings, they didn't have internet, they didn't have telephones, they didn't know what happened in the world and in their country, even in their own capital, It took a long time for all the news to reach them. But nowadays, you can just open the internet, you search for a while, and you have all the news you want to see. You don't need a lot of secretaries, you don't have many eunuchs, you don't have many guards to do anything for you. You do everything alone. And you don't have to have eunuchs to taste your food first to see if it's poison or not. So it feels peaceful and relaxing in many ways. But of course, I'm always on the alert, always worried and always listen around, check around, see if I'm safe. But in a way, I'm happy. I feel more private than in the city, yes. Nevertheless, if I have to go, by God's will, I will go. It's just that if I had a choice, I would stay here forever. Apart from that, I miss you, God's disciples, because you miss me so much that you send me love, you pray for me, and I feel all that. I receive all that, and that makes me remember you more, miss you more. I mean, in a physical way, in our world, in humans' way. Yes. Otherwise, in the soul way, we always nearby, together, and never out of sight, see? But just in a physical way, we are born with emotion, with sadness, with happiness, with fear, with sorrow, with sympathy. So our mood sometimes go with those things. I don't want to control them. Why? Why do I have to sit there and control emotions? If I miss you, I miss you. I miss my dog so much, and I miss my bird so much. I don't want to control it. I just work and it will go away, but doesn't mean I deliberately try to control it. Of course, I don't want to remember too much because I have to concentrate to work for Supreme Master Television. Many shows every day, I have to check, I have to edit, or I have to add, I have to delete, I have to change, etc. You know, I'm helping. I also miss you, all of you, my initiates, brothers and sisters, very much. I really do love you very much. Whenever I have time and remember you, I do miss you so much. And I wish that we could spend time again together. You know, fun time, talking nonsense together, eating together, just hanging around, knowing that we are next to each other, nearby, in the same compound, looking at each other or not, just feeling the family warmth, the love that really, really exists in this world. This kind of love that we have for each other really exists. It's so precious. I do treasure all the time we're together. I do keep your love in my heart so that I can continue to work for you and for yours and for the whole world. I do need some of that love feeling, of course. I couldn't say that I don't need you. I couldn't say I don't need your love. No, I do need it. Not that I ask for it, but I have it and I really feel I need it. It helps me to continue to go on with my difficult job, inside job and outside job. I wish I had more time. I wish I had more choice, more freedom to just live. But at the moment, we just have to be content with that. God also doesn't want me to go out yet, okay? I need to concentrate more, to receive, to retrieve, to recover much more of my power, energy, in order to help better. Otherwise, I would have drowned, I would have died long ago. I have discovered new things, new spiritual ways to handle things in the world and take care of myself. And also I discovered that there are things called spiritual circles. Before we had spiritual blessing lines and other things. This newest discovery is spiritual circles. And I could draw some more power from that. Tremendous power. You cannot draw it because it's not for you. God won't allow it. It won't happen even if I want to give it to you. This is just for me to work also, you know. Not that I became rich or Hercules or anything. I need more spiritual power to work, okay? Being a leader means being a slave. You have to work for everybody, take care of everyone. Even business also, sometimes I have up and down and also causes some trouble for my peace, yeah? But it's okay, it's all manageable. I'm Superwoman, remember? Yeah, I keep reminding myself. And whether or not you remember, I have to. I have to do it. I'm healthy, don't worry. Sometimes I cough because maybe I left a little opening somewhere, you know? Or sat too long in the cold area, or didn't keep the heat on enough. But nowadays, it's very convenient. You can keep warm even by just some small packs from Japan. You can buy them in a sports shop, I guess, yes. They bought many for me, and I haven't used them before, and now I appreciate them very much. When you have pain somewhere, you just tape that warm pack onto that area, and after a while, the pain will go. If you don't have electric pillows or blanket to light on, then use those warm packs, those that are put in small sachets or packets, and then you shake it a little bit, you open it, you put it on your body. But don't put it on your skin, huh? You have to have a towel underneath first. Or you put it on top of your inner clothes, yes? And tape it or wrap it with maybe some piece of cloth to keep it there, yeah? Keep it where there's pain. Don't put it directly on your skin. It could be irritating or it could burn your skin also. Too hot, you know? So nowadays, we are really blessed to have so many comfortable things. So living in the wilderness, like me, I consider to be very lucky already. I saw one man who lived in the wilderness, also alone, in a very simple residence, a simple hut or something. that he built himself. Many others also in different ways. And there's an Englishman, he also lived in the wilderness. He went around even with 2 young horses and 2 dogs. But he has a small 2-wheel cart. I have a copy of the articles and I sent it to the news group already. Maybe they can check it out and show it to you. Just a photograph or some little video. He's an Englishman. He's tall and big. He's elder already, maybe 50 or 50 something. He said he wouldn't trade this for anything. He has a cart. He made it himself with the frame of a bed before from his home or somewhere. And he put 2 wheels on it. He just takes it anywhere he goes. At night he sleeps under that with covers, some sheet on top to stop the rain from coming in. Truly very brave. But it's empty, you know, it's not like a tent. It's not as safe as a tent. He should buy a tent and cover the whole cart with it. At night, at least, and then go inside the tent. Or just put a tent on top of his cart, place a board on top of the cart, and he put the tent on it. And even if the tent is big, you can kind of make the tent narrow. You know the way I do it? On both sides, or 4 sides, you have this kind of small rod to keep the tent standing. All you do is just bind the 2 corners of the tent together on both sides. Then the tent will become narrower, enough for you, one person, to sleep inside with a sleeping bag and those warm packs that I told you about. And then you go to heaven every night and come back in one piece. Truly, you don't need a lot to live on. I think I live with a lot already. The reason is because of my work. Otherwise, I would throw away the telephone. I would give away my computer and many other things and just live on, you know, yeah? Or with a small car or something. And nowadays you can buy food anywhere. You don't even have to stay in one place. But be safe, okay? Do not copy me. It could be risky also, yeah? Not just because of animals, but humans. Being alone, you have to really take care of yourself and look after yourself. The life on the road also has disadvantages, but nowadays it's much more pleasant. I saw some people who live on the road also with a van, yeah, and they're happy. Truly nowadays things are very convenient. I'm glad I know some of this kind of life. Many practitioners, many yogis, they choose loneliness in the high mountains or forests, or even in the cold Himalayas without houses, without anything. They just deal with it by too more heat or by mental willpower, yeah, or just know how to take care of themselves. For men, it's easier. For women, I wouldn't recommend it. It's a hardship. Women are more fragile, yeah, and more subject to risk. Many times I knew that already in India, going alone. It was risky, you know. I encountered many times in risky situations. Luckily, God felt that I'm too stupid, so has had to take care of me. I was blind, deaf and dumb, too much in love with God, too much feeling sorry for the world. So I just relied on faith to go alone in India. It's not safe at all. Don't do that, please. And living alone in the wilderness, all you have is God. You just have to rely on that alone. Nothing really is safe for you anywhere, not to talk about in the forest alone, yeah, and cold weather and all that. I'm very small, you know, fragile, and I'm born with tropical blood. So I feel colder than most of people if you live in a cold country, if you're born in a cold country. After a while, get more used to it, but still never risk it. It's different than in your home. Your backyard is different than your forest area. But I also don't have much choice. I like to be alone, to concentrate, to meditate whenever I can, and to live more simple, to have more garnished power to do things, to do God's will, to do God's mission. Otherwise, I also would prefer somewhere safer, yeah. Or go to the ashram, and do work there, and also see all of you. Just at the moment, the program is not like that. I have to do what I have to do at different times. I guess it's like the people working from home. All right, I just wanted to share with you the joy of victory. And I wish I could have more victories to share with you if I'm allowed to tell. Many things I'm not allowed to tell. Also, many things do not concern you, or not to have to make you worry too much, or having high hopes too early. So forgive me that I can't just tell you everything, but I do tell you enough things, what you need to know and how you need to practice. Or in case the left ear is too loud, you just press your palm. You breathe deeply and keep it as deep as much as you can, and keep it where it went in. And with your mouth even open also, to take in as much air as possible so that your cheeks even puff up. And put your left palm tight onto the left ear. Keep it until you have to breathe out, and then you release it. Do it a couple of times, or even one time, the left ear troubling noise will disappear, okay? Are you understand what I'm saying now? Left palm tight onto the left ear, so that you don't hear anything from outside. You just hear probably boom, boom, boom inside the ear. And then after you breathe out, you release the palm. The hand. Press your left palm, the inside palm, not the outside bony area, but the inside of the palm. Press it on your left ear tightly. Keep it there with your breath in. And when you breathe out, okay, then you release the palm. And you won't hear that disturbing noise anymore. That disturbing noise on the left ear is never good, okay? When it's gone, then you don't have to hold your palm like that anymore. But you could do it a couple more times, just to be sure, and then don't do it again. You can press the left and the right palms, both at the same time together, tight onto both ears, and release them together with the breath. That's what I just remembered now to tell you. For some new people, Yeah, breathe in very deeply and keep it. If you breathe together with the mouth also, to bring in as much air as possible, even the cheeks pop up or not, and then you press both palms on both sides on the ears very tightly and release them together with the breath when you breathe out last. After you keep it for so long, and finally you release the breath, breathe out and also release both palms, not just the left palm. But even if you don't have time to do too much, when you're too busy, then you sit there and just breathe in and cover the left ear alone is also enough. And then with the right ear, you still can handle your phone or write things. Sometimes I have to do that. If I'm too busy, then I use my left hand to do other things and use my feet to do other things at the same time. Or just use one hand to spoon feed myself and the other hand to continue working. Super. Now and then, breathe deep, okay? Remember. And then walk out sometimes in the fresh air, yeah? Don't go too far. And you have to be dressed warmly before you walk out of your tent or your warm area. Another thing is at night, you should not leave the heater on unless you arrange it well. So that, for example, the tent, you can leave it open only with the neck door closed so the air can come into the tent. But the outside of the tent has to be securely protected by just even a soft, clear plastic sheet or even canvas or cloth. It's a very free life. But you must take good care of yourself, okay? At night, you must turn off the heater, or you put an alarm, so that you see whether or not maybe you sleep too deep or meditate too deep, so you don't feel that the tent inside is too hot or your room is too hot. You put an alarm clock so you wake up and turn it off or turn it lower, something like that. And you must always have a warm blanket, yeah? And warm pack. Because the heat is sometimes too hot and you can't control it too much. So if you turn it off or turn it very low, you need to warm your body with other ways. If you don't have packs, just fill hot water in the bottle, tighten it well, wrap a towel, a small towel that you wipe your hands with, not the face towel, that square, the longer towel, maybe 40 centimeters long and thin, or the best is maybe the kitchen towel, yeah, about 40, 50 centimeters long, yeah, and about 30 centimeters wide. You wrap it around that bottle so it doesn't feel too hot. And don't put it next to your skin. Put it outside your shirt, near where you sleep, just both sides or one side. Just warm water. That will keep you warm the whole night. And in the morning, you could even drink the water from that. It's still warm. There are many ways you can live your life, actually. It's just a little bit harder than having a room. But if you organize well, your life is good. And feel grateful. I'm grateful that I could. Sometimes you can't. It's some situations that you're allowed to, and that God protects you. We just have to pray every day. Thank God, yeah? And if we're lucky, you can live freely, peacefully. Like the woman, 70 years in the wilderness, and the other man 20 years. And the English gentleman is still living that life, but with less comfort than I, he just has a cart, two-wheel cart, the wooden wheels only even. And he pull it with him everywhere he goes, just like you pull a trolley in your garden, But he has things on it, some clothes or something in it. And at night he sleeps under the trolley with a plastic cover on top, covering himself from rain. Wow, I don't know how he lives that way, actually. I don't know if that's safe enough or the rain doesn't come in. It doesn't look safe enough, but I guess when it's raining very hard, then he covers everywhere. He should just buy a tent and put it on top of the cart, or even put it next to the cart only. That would be wonderful. I think enough chatting today. I was excited to tell you these things. I wanted to tell you several days ago, but too busy. Today I just delayed all the work first to talk to you, and now I have to go back to work. It's very late at night now, but I still can work. May God bless us all, protect us all, and love us all forever. Amen. Love you guys. God love you. I love you.